it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again today for another Simple Stamping Saturday celebration special. Too many S's, I'm not good at alliteration. Anyway, we're getting so close to the end of sale-a-bration. We have got one more weekend. It's today and then next Saturday and then 3 more days and then it's over. It's not fair. Never mind. So this is today's little project. I thought I would grab the Gangs or Meer. It is such a cute stamp set. I'm actually doing a giveaway over on my Facebook business page and Facebook community group. The links are below. If you're in the UK and you share the photo of something handmade, doesn't have to be a card, doesn't have to be paper, it can be sewing or knitting or whatever, but something that you've made that you're sharing with someone to make that someone feel better. Then if you're in the UK, you have a chance to win a new The Gangs or Meer stamp set. If you're anywhere in the rest of the world, then it will be some handmade cards from me. So do go and have a look at that and do take part. I would love to see all your makes. We're actually hosting it on my community page, which is the Crafty Hangout. Anyone can join, so if you're not already a member, why not? But do go and join now. As I say, the link is below. Do remember also, while you're looking at things below, to subscribe if you would like to see further videos, and also click the alert bell because I will be doing some YouTube lives, IT permitting, over the next few days and weeks as we all get used to not going out so much. So let's start on today's project. As ever, it is on a note card and envelope. I have stamped on the envelope as well. I will use the same basic design for a more casual crafter type project and a more avid person type English. Apparently it's my first language. Anyway, you get what I mean. There will be a casual version and an avid version. Good grief, my brain. If I'm like this now, what am I going to be like when I'm really old? Anyway, so I've inked up my little gang of meerkats, and I'm just going to stamp them a little bit further down, I think. Just there. Do remember to hold your stamp to the paper for a reasonable length of time to allow the ink to transfer across. And there we go, a nice clean impression. I've also got my little chap, the little chap who's buried in the sand. So he's going to go down in the bottom right hand corner, and he is also going to go into, grab an envelope, the bottom right hand corner of the envelope. Make sure it's the right way up. So let's pop him down there. This one's not going to be coloured, but the others will be coloured in. And then I've got the We're Here For You stamp, which I thought was kind of appropriate for now, given what we are facing basically across the world. There we go. Okay. So, colouring. I am using my watercolour pencils and a blender pen. I'm going to grab a piece of already tatty paper, just so that I've got something to clean my blender pen on. Now, I used for this card the second assortment, so the smaller assortment of colours. I wanted to stay within colour assortments. So in the annual catalogue, it's the watercolour pencil assortment 2. I'm going to use these ones, the standard watercolour pencils, for my next project, for this one, just so that we can compare and contrast. So this was Crushed Curry and Cajun Craze, and I'm going to use Early Espresso, probably some Basic Grey as well. So Early Espresso and Basic Grey. I may need to add in some white. I mark my pencils so that I know which ones are in each set. Obviously you don't need to do that, but I just do it so that I know if I'm working a project as a project to share with you folks, then I know whether I'm cross-fertilizing. I nearly said contaminating. Anyway, moving swiftly on. So I'm going to have dark rings around their eyes because they tend to have sort of darker rings around their eyes. So I'm going to start there. And they are so cute. This one's a bit cheesy, you know, big grin, but the others are just gorgeous. I'm very fond of them. I almost feel like I want to take that head and put it on that body, and then I'd be a lot happier, because they are just a bit, he is just a bit, I don't know, it's almost scary, cheesy grin. This is the bit that's probably going to take the longest. Famous last words. Because I just want to make sure that I don't actually go into their eyes, because I don't really want them to have brown whites of their eyes. There we go. So I'm just going to take the side of my pencil rather than the point and just scuff some colour across. It will be movable. My blender pen will move it round, so I just want to lay some colour down, if you get my drift. And then if I find that it's too dark and too brown, I'll add in some of the basic grey. Just a little, just to tone down the brown. Because meerkats aren't really brown, they are more of a buff. So a sort of grey brown. Not quite as grey as grey granite, more of a crumb cake, which is pertinent actually, and we will be coming on to that in a moment. And then just down here as well. So I hope everyone is keeping well. I know there's a lot of self-isolation going on. My dear father, who is not as young as he was, is self-isolating and not really enjoying staring at four walls, although there are a few of them that live in his cul-de-sac who are self-isolating and are happy to socially distance with each other over a cup of tea or a gin and tonic. Probably a gin and tonic is more pertinent in the current climate. So, blender pen. If you watch me before, I always clean my blender pen before I start, just in case. So I'm going to start with the going around the eyes, just to blend that in a bit. So I'll do that on all of them, because had I been using Melon Mambo and not realised that I hadn't cleaned previously, that would not have been a good look. So I'll then just move the colour around, and there'll still be some colour on the pen to go onto paws and things like that. Actually, I think this is going to be okay without the grey. We will see. But as you can see, it's really easy just to spread that pigment around. These are really, really good watercolour pencils. These are not your average watercolour pencil. I have had these sets since they first came out. I use them at class. I do have other sets for class, but I do sometimes take my set along as well if I know I've got a lot of people coming and we're using a lot. And they're still going strong. I mean, we've had them in the big set. We've had, I think we're in our second year, nearly at the end of our second year. So, yeah. Important to have a good pencil sharpener so that you don't break the lead of the pencil as you sharpen it, and that obviously helps prolong their life. I think that's got all of their various bits and pieces. Yep. And yes, I'm very happy with that as a colour. So I do need to have a colour for the sand, which is going to be a bit more of a challenge. I think I'll probably go pumpkin pie. I may go pumpkin pie and early espresso actually. So we'll do a little bit of the edge of pumpkin pie. I used just Cajun Craze when I was using the other set. And then a little bit of early espresso over the top just to kill some of that orange. And then it's habit, isn't it? Actually, I probably want the end that's still got some brown on. And then just move that around. Yes, that works. Pumpkin pie and early espresso, tick. Just remember not to go over one area for too long. If you need to go back, wait until it's dried and then go back. Right, that's it. It is that quick. So let's pop those to one side, fold my note card, and then so what I'm also doing over on my Facebook Crafty Hangout is taking requests for anything that you want me to do in a live. Ditto, leave a comment here and I will be more than happy to add that to the list. I will do some on Facebook, some on YouTube. Anything I do on Facebook will then be transferred across to YouTube, so you will get to see it, but maybe not live. So there we are, those are the two. So this is the one I did first, which is quite yellow now I look at it next to the other one. But they're really fun, really easy to do. Just ink up your stamp them down, get out your watercolour pencils and you're good to go. Just seen the two that I used earlier. Put those away. So that's those. Let's get rid of my scrap and bring in the two that I have made to show you. So this is the one that I've made for my more casual crafter. So I've introduced coloured cardstock. I have used just the neutral. So I've got Mossy Meadow and Crumb Cake. And I'm using the Verdant Garden Designer Series paper with the Soft Sea Foam So Very Vellum from Sale-a-Bration. Both the stamp set and the vellum are a level 1 item, so £45 for each one. So £45 spend, you get to choose one of those for free. Spend £90, you can either have a level 2 or 2 level 1s. This I have punched out using the 1 inch and the 1 1/8 scallop punch. The scallop is also Mossy Meadow, and I punched it from the middle of my mat. And then on the inside, so this is coloured with Crumb Cake marker, Stampin' Right. My brain's gone. Blends, Stamping Blends. Seriously, my brain has gone. So these are the dark and light Crumb Cake and the bronze for the around the eyes, and then the light soft suede at the base. And I've used the triple banner punch. So the vellum is 2 inches wide. This is 1 3/4, which you do have to kind of be careful to hold. Then I've got linen thread wrapped around 3 times, popped up on dimensionals with gold metallic pearls. This is also popped up on a dimensional. This happens to be a black one. And then on the inside, I've again brought my little chappy, and that's where we got the "We're Here For You." And then for our more avid crafter, I've used the same colouring and the black embossing powder, black foil, same as I say, same blend, and then the background I've used the Verdant Garden Designer Series paper as my background mat. This is Soft Sea Foam, which I have stamped with Versamark and then heat embossed with clear embossing powder, which is why you get this sheen, which hopefully you can see. And then, yes, otherwise that's the same. And again, we've got that on the inside. So if I put them in order, we have got something quick and simple, something with a little more technique and a few more bits of equipment, and something with a few more techniques and actually the same equipment. Well, apart from the heat gun. So thank you very much indeed for joining me today. Do remember that if you are in the UK and you would like to shop with me, I would be thrilled if you would care to shop with me. The links are below and over on my website. As things stand, as I record this video, everything is coming out of our German warehouse without any problem at all. I put in a delivery earlier, an order earlier this week, and it's already shipped. I think it's it's coming out much quicker than normal, because I think we're not getting as many orders as we normally get, so things are shipping really quickly, and commercial traffic is still allowed to cross the German border. So although the German border is closed currently, that doesn't apply to commercial traffic. So thank you very much indeed. Have a fantastic weekend, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.